Welcome, everybody, back to the Sling and the Biscuit podcast, the new Sling and the Biscuit podcast. I'm joined by my amazing co-host from episodes 1 and 2. He's back. He's looking good. He actually got a fresh haircut and a fresh shave on the other day.
I'm telling you, it's too hot outside to carry around this much hair.
We almost have matching haircuts. Almost.
Pretty close. You're a little bit tighter on the sides.
That's actually what I told the lady today. Make it tight. Make it business in the front, party in the back. I want to shake people's hands, look the part, and then when I go to walk away, they know that this guy means business.
So you actually want to do a shop for that?
Yes, an actual hair salon.
Looks like a drive-through. Yeah.
If you're on the audio version, you can't see, but if you're in the video version, you can tell. I got the haircut, the mullet's looking tight. We're doing a little bit shorter, the Swedish hockey frilla, as they call it in Sweden. But Dave's got the flow going on the backwards hat.
Like my father always said, the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut is about 6 weeks.
Yeah, I guess with how fast it grows in.
Right.
I found too, with the mullet compared to like previously having like short haircuts, you can let it grow a little bit longer and not have to like go in. So you save a couple bucks, but then it also kind of, you got to spend a little bit more time when you do go in because there's a little bit more attention to detail that you need.
I know this is going to sound strange, but when it comes to positional hockey, I could understand certain haircuts for certain positions. For forwards, I can understand the flow coming out the back, the wings coming out the side. It looks good when you're cruising down the wing, and you're cruising by all the people sitting out in front by the glass and that, the Guy Lafleur style, like just the hair waving in the background. For defensemen, I always thought short, tight haircuts look good. You want to look militant. Nobody's going to be able to see your hair when you're skating backwards, right?
Yep.
But for goaltenders, I never understood the long hair thing. I mean, Kelly Rudy was one of the few guys to pull it off, but just because you're wearing the full helmet and, when you're flying side to side from post to post and going around the back, I mean, one hair gets in your way, and that screws up your whole vision, in my opinion.
You know who had really good long hair as a goaltender? Trevor Kidd, Manitoba boy.
Trevor Kidd, great example. Yeah, another guy. I mean, once it got like Chris Simon long, I mean, I understand Chris Simon grew it out for different reasons, but there were some guys that wore some really long hair that it covered their. I mean, Jaromir Jagr, that mullet was way too long. I mean, it just looked like Yar because you couldn't see the A and the G in the back of his jersey, and you didn't know what number he was wearing. Some of the haircuts they got too long. That's like George Steinbrenner. As militant and old school as he was with the New York Yankees, there's a rule that if you want to grow facial hair, you can't grow sideburns past the little nubbins on your ears halfway down. They can't be lower than that. And you can have a mustache, but it can't go wider than your lip. That was the rule. You can't have a goatee. You can't have a soul patch. You can't have big chops. You can't have a beard if you're a New York Yankee. And that rule, even though Steinbrenner has passed away, that rule still exists today.
I think playing in Sweden, I wanted to do something different, hair-wise. I remember, I did the mullet, late 2019, early 2020. And then it was the only mullet in Sweden. When I went to go to my hairdresser for the first time, she's like, "What do you want for your haircut?" And I was like, "I want a mullet." "What is that?" And then I had to show her a picture. "Oh, you want the hockey frilla? You want the frilla, the hockey frilla?" I said, "Yeah, we'll do that." She's like, "I've never done that before." I said, "Well, we're gonna find out how you're gonna do this because I don't know where else to go." And then so she did the hockey frilla, and it was a little bit longer last year, but this year being a little bit different, just there's a little bit less leash, I guess, for me to get off to a good start for the season. I want to keep it a little bit shorter, a little bit tighter. It's just something different. It's a new chapter. It's a new beginning.
It's amazing how that hairstyle has managed to creep its way in and out of fashion over the past 40 years. I mean, it just blows my mind. I remember when I'm glad to see the racing stripes haven't come back when people used to put steps in the side of their head. That hasn't come back yet. I'm sure it's on its way.
That's a playoff thing.
Cameron Smith of the PGA Tour is one of the few guys that's rocking a mullet in the PGA Tour right now. John Daly had a sweet one back in the day. I can't think of a lot of guys in the show that are rocking mullets right now. Baseball had it back for a little bit.
Patrick Kane.
Yeah. Kane was. I mean, he was one of the few.
Mike Smith has an unreal mullet, and his is down here.
But again, it's hard to see. He's wearing a helmet. But
when he takes it off, it looks great.
Does it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. You have the hair coming out the back of the helmet, and then you get the water. You take the helmet off. Hair in the back, obviously, you get wet. You can't see the video version of the podcast, but when you get it wet, it kind of moves a little bit, and then you get the water. You just look sweet. Put the bucket back on. Back to business.
See, for a goaltender like that, I like if you're going to grow the top out long, grow the top out long. But if it gets too long in the back, I don't know. It's just a personal preference.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. We do a new podcast every single Sunday during the season called Sling and the Biscuit. It is a non-mainstream hockey podcast, so we talk about my hockey career, the minor pros, Spain, the Fed, you name it, all the stuff that you won't hear in the mainstream news.
Music,
pop culture,
politics, a little bit.
Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.